Several times each year, we swear in new officers down at City Hall. And their faces are so full of idealism and hope and energy to go out and do something so vitally important to our entire nation. And that is to protect our homes, our property, our families, and our community. And as the mayor will often tell you, Owensboro is a safe community. It's a better community because of our law enforcement officers here in Owensboro and throughout the Commonwealth.
And on behalf of the Bardstown Police Department, the community, Amy Ellis, and all of the officers and friends and family of Officer Jason Ellis, thank you for allowing me to speak here. It's been 726 days since he died. And during this time, for me, as an officer, as a man, and as a Christian, I've been on an emotional roller coaster. I'd like to continue with my bio. I am very happily married to my wife, Barbara. We have 6 children and 2 grandchildren. And my baby, my granddaughter, Harper Kay, was born almost 9 months to the day after Jason's death. So, she has a lot of special meaning to me. She came back into this world after I lost someone very close to me. Who was Jason Scott Ellis? Jason was a 33-year-old husband and father of 2 boys. His oldest son, Hunter, is a special needs child. He was a minor league baseball player for the Cincinnati Reds. He was a practical jokester. He was a true gentleman, and he was a very gentle man. And as I look around the room, I see quite a few badges, so I'm sure all of you can understand this. When I was assigned with the Narcotics Task Force Unit, we did a lot of search warrants, and often search warrants require what's called a dynamic entry. So you enter the residence as quick, and you detain, and you take control of the situation. It's command presence at its best. And inevitably, every time you hit a crack house or a meth house, there's always small children inside there. And they're traumatized just like everyone else inside the house. Well, when I led these search warrants and we would do our raid plan, I always picked Jason. Not only because he was our canine officer, and not only because he was an outstanding officer without the dog, but he was an outstanding man. And some of his truest qualities as a man and an officer came after we controlled a search warrant situation, where he would be the first one to kneel down and start to comfort small children and talk to them. And that's a trait that not everyone has. That was just naturally who he was. I remember when I first met Jason, I was on the oral interview board at the Bardstown Police Department, and when he entered the room, he had an air of confidence, borderline cockiness maybe. He was really clean cut, sharp. He made good eye contact. He was assertive with his answers. I fell in love with him immediately. I liked him at that point. And after his interview, we had done about a dozen that day. After his interview, I said, let's hire this damn man right now. It was unanimous, everyone. He overwhelmed everyone with his presence. I really liked Jason immediately. Didn't know anything about the young man. May 24th is a night that I will never forget. May 24th, 2013. Beautiful Friday afternoon. I had left work a little early. Took my wife, my youngest daughter, and my grandson fishing. And at a family farm pond, the fishing was great for them. I spent most of the afternoon and evening untangling lines, baiting hooks, taking the catfish off. Nobody wanted to handle them. And as we were throwing them back, and my grandson, I couldn't stop him. They're just wanting to keep catching fish. And I'm like, we've got to go. I've got to clean these fish. Finally got that crew loaded up, and we got home. And I have a routine where I park my truck behind my house by the garage, and I pull a water hose, lay the tailgate down, and that's my cleaning station. And I will never forget, as I'm sitting here, my wife's bringing me a cold beverage, and she's showing me a little attention, thanking me for taking us fishing. And I look up, and the tree line behind the house is this huge orange moon, and it's just rising. And I hear my grandson laughing. And he and my daughter are riding my golf cart around in the hayfield that surrounds my house. And I remember vividly looking up and saying, God, thank you. My life is so perfect. I am so happy. So simple, and I was so happy. 6 hours later, I was standing under that moon, and now I'm questioning God. I'm at the ramp on the Bluegrass Parkway, and I'm looking at a friend, a fellow officer, laying there on the road, a stream of blood across the highway. Then, prior to that, I thought I was a Christian, and I thought that I knew what I needed to do to be as a Christian. And the following days, I learned a lot.